Hey there guys, I'm Dinks, and this continuation for Let's Play of Colony Ship. And what I didn't notice is I leveled up. So, let's give myself a little bit of a beat. Also, I took a little bit of a break, because I cooked some food. And I've been thinking, do I really want to wait and for the person with one extra steel, considering I'm gonna be picking up eventually. Right now I'll probably pick up educated for that one extra tag and experience. It's always useful, but eventually I'll be picking up the skill monkey skill, which actually she can actually probably take the skill monkey skill, because she was my original skill monkey. And 25% increase. It will also apply to pistols and weapons and stuff, right? So that will be also useful for her. Just increase your skill gain. You know what? Well, I think we'll stick with the original plan. Let's go grab that educated thing. I can designate electronics as additional tagged skills. We get additional 20 experience. So right now our experience bonus is 50. So 30 from stats, 20 from feats. And like, for example, poor Evans here only gets 10 experience because he's dumb. Dumb. I will probably give him another tag. Oh, right. I need to like assign the tags for him as well. And he has like 2 tagged skills, right? Yeah, 2 tagged skills. Which one will definitely be rifle. Other one will be critical strike. And what I'm thinking, the third one I'll give him is armor, because hopefully he will mostly stay with rifles relatively long range, right? And hopefully that will work out. His evasion will like upgrade automatically, and with armor we'll just put some better armor on him if we'll tag armor, right? I think that's a good idea. And critical strike is just, well, critical strike. What kind of chance does he have? He has an 8% critical chance, which is 2 per level of critical strike. Okay. So with potentially with my Sarge feat and with my what do you call it? My implant, right? He'll get 10 more critical chance plus a lot more accuracy. I think that's a good idea. Okay, let's talk to Tanner. I've got a job for you, Ezekiel, says Tanner, gesturing for a drink. Interested? What kind of a job? An easy one. Tanner pulls out a plastic rectangle from a compartment inside his sleeve and slides it towards you. The card is old and worn. The color has long faded, but the raised print on the front is still as clear as day. It was stamped A2. That's armory level 2. Holy grail of every scavenger on the ship. During the mutiny, the rebels looted every depot on the first level, but the automated defenses on the second stopped them dead, literally. Those same turrets have dissuaded every single scavenger since. Is it real? Is it real? Repeats Tanner, making a look of disbelief. Son, if you don't have the stones for it, just say so. Don't insult me. Every scav worth his salt has been searching for this card for decades, but you're the one who found it? I have my ways. Tanner's smile reveals stained, uneven teeth. You see, I wasn't looking for a long-lost access card. Since I'm not a fool, I was looking for a technical officer, Ulysses Colton. Tanner pauses so you can show your admiration for his savvy. Let me guess, he had the card and you alone figured it out? Not quite, says Tanner. I alone figured out how to find a man who changed his identity and died in obscurity nearly 100 years ago. I have a feeling you're dying to tell me. Tanner pulls out a battered energy pistol from his belt bag and passes it to you. This is his sidearm. He changed his name, but he couldn't change the serial number on his gun. Once I found the serial number, the rest was easy. His granddaughter sold his pistol 20 years ago. Inspect the pistol. It's an old rust-covered energy pistol fastened with tape. Its plasma chamber hasn't seen any action in decades. You don't have any energy cells you can spare, I suppose? Ha! Last time, the cells are worth their weight in platinum these days. Nobody even selling them anymore, so the supply must have been all but dried out. I thought someone would have figured out how to make them by now. Where does the supply come from? Mission Control, the old government complex that was destroyed during the Mutiny. Stay clear of it, at least for now. I thought someone would have figured out how to make them by now. Figuring out is the easy part, Tanner says, dismissively. It's making them without proper materials and tools that's the hard part. Why do you think we're making firearms again? Because it's easy. Hell, they used to make them back in the Middle Ages. Revolvers and whatnot, except we use synthetic propellant. Are you sure the card still works? Only one way to figure out. Tanner grins in a unnerving way. Go see for yourself. When you come back, we'll have a proper conversation. Alright, so here's the big question. Why me? Tanner is silent for a moment, as if deciding how honest he should be. I can't do it alone, and I don't trust anyone else. Keep the pistol. Consider it an investment to your enterprise. It's not gonna be easy trip, so take your time and to get ready. You hear me? Okay. Do I have any idea what my... Alright, I'd feel safer if I had someone to watch my back. Take Evans! Right, the job for Evans. I already talked to him. Okay. So now let's talk to Jack here. What can I get you? The bartender has spotted you looking over the assortment of unlabeled plastic gallon jugs with its own unappealing liquid in some shade of brown. We got gut warmer, rat poison, high voltage, fire water, and absolution. Special on the rat poison right now. Every third round is free for as long as you're able to drink it. Rat poison it is then. The ship provides the basics of human survival: recycled air, recycled water, and tabs, recycled nutrients and minerals pressed into chewable tablets. They taste like cardboard, but they're free. Those who desire the finer things in life, like synthetic meat with a side of algae, have to pay, because the forefathers disapprove of drink. The ship was never configured to provide alcohol, but the law of supply and demand supersedes the dictates of religion, and everyone's favorite vice is widely available. Each bar has its own secret recipe. The wise drinker prefers to leave it a secret. The bartender gives you a nod as he sets a beaten alloy mark on the bar and fills it with black, oily liquid. Take careful first sip, fighting your body instinctive reaction to rejection of poison, and wait for the familiar warmth to spread through you. After a few moments, the vault is slightly better place. Any work around here? Well, since you asked, there's a fella owes money to just about everyone in the area. The name is Jedediah Walker, but he just goes by Jed. Balance owed is 1,200 credits, including on interest. If you manage to collect, you'll get 250. How does that sound? Jed Walker, name sounds familiar. I can tell you he runs his mouth faster than he runs it up a tab. And that's saying something. Jed claims to have traveled the ship from stem to stern, and made deals with every type of merchant, fanatic, and scav known to the void. How such a world-wise entrepreneur ended up living in a rusted-out container furnished with discarded packing materials is mystery to me. But I just serve liquor. Never claimed to be one of big brains around here. Where can I find him? Ask around in Camptown. Start with local bars. Okay, will do. Now, let's go. Before we talk to Jonas, why don't we go into the power station? So, Zeke, thick man with an unkempt beard, is attempting to beat an electronic display into submission. Reminding you of a bad-tempered spirit from old Earth folklore called Bear. Right now he's stabbing the cracked screen with a blunt finger and cursing at it repeatedly, as it repeatedly flashes red. I tried adding new transformers to the grid, he says as you approach. It ought to work, but I think this fucking thing doesn't like me. Let me take a look. You bypass on-screen protocols and attempt to force the software to accept more transformers, but no dice. The generator was intended for deployment on Proxima B, and all the operational variables are configured for the future colony. Since the OS isn't receiving input from colony-related hardware, such as mobile ore extractors, probe sniffing ore out metal deposits, biomass converters, and a host of other things too vital to ignore, it limits all non-essential use in meantime. The grid is at max allowed capacity. You need a hand override to reset system configuration. Ooh, level 4. Electronics, nice. An override module, huh? Factory is bound to have something like that. If you can slip by the radar, that is. We don't have enough power? The generator produces plenty of power, but the OS has a bunch of exotic safeguards. Every parameter and input is dictated by the big plan for the colony. So every time I try to make a change, the OS throws a fit. If you can manage to add more transformers to the grid, that'll hold us for the next little while. The bigger problem is heating and air. The cargo hold was never designed to house so many people, or anyone at all. If it comes down to it, portable air purifiers keep the air more or less breathable, even if it would leave an Earthborn gasping on the floor and complaining about his rights. But that's only a temporary solution. We need to fix the old purifier to set us up for good. Then there are defenses to worry about. The bigger the town gets, the more likely the habitat will come knocking in. Anything I can do to help? If you could supply an oxidizer for the air purifier, that would take a load off my tortured mind. That the kind of thing I could pick up at the store? Sorry, I was just ruminating. The towers over to hydroponics must have one, or at least they did at some point. Best check there first. Okay. Why don't we go lockpick this thing, loot whatever there is, and the regulator's badge might be useful. Even though I'm not sure entirely what for, but I guess we'll get back there later. Okay. Loot all. I will probably put it on myself because I want to survive. And we'll give Evans whatever later. Whatever we can afford. And strip for parts. So this thing can be used to repair what do you call them? Implants. Maybe other things, I don't know. I think that's most of it done. Let's just look into the regulator's office and we'll see. So I'm pretty sure this thing is... Yeah, it requires sneak 3 to go inside. We can steal a regulator's badge there. So... Can we, like, find anything here? Because sometimes you can spot stuff with perception, and we have good perception on Evans. Yeah, perception of 10. Nice. Okay, go. Let's go talk to Jonas. I'm thinking I'll be joining Jonas this time. Might as well talk to this guy, but I don't think he gives us anything of use. Welcome to the Promised Land, says the bartender, pouring you a fluorescent drink. He spills a few drops on the counter and they shimmer and gleam in the light, dissolving the paint and etching the metal. The first round on the house. Been here long? Too long if you ask me. Maybe it's time to head back to the habitat. What's it like, the habitat? Differing things to different people. If you think the mission is more important than anything else, you'd feel right at home in the Protectorate. And their shenanigans won't bother you none. Hell, you might even be leading that parade. But if it's freedom you crave all above else, then you won't find a finer place than the old Pete. Then why do you think of moving back? Too much freedom? The bartender grinned slyly. Truth be told, I won't mind some stability. And if I have to join a club to enjoy, then so be it. Okay. Mr. Radford's expecting you. You can go in. Come on. Let's talk to the Samuel. Thank you, Ezekiel. Oh, that you, Ezekiel? Haven't seen you in a while, says Samuel. He reminds me of that guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. The one that is go, who? To when Star-Lord's going, I'm Star-Lord. Who? Smiling to put you at ease, he's been with Jonas ever since he was a kid. Fast on the draw and eager to prove it. Now he's Jonas' right-hand man and enforcer. More feared than liked. Busy scraping a living, you know how it is. It's hard all over, not Samuel. And the infighting in the habitat doesn't make it any easier. Why are they still fighting? Because it will only end one way. Winner takes all. The mutineers had their chance, but they blew it. So now we have 3 deeply entrenched factions. Too weak to win, too strong to lose. When was the last time you've been there? 8 years ago or so. I tried to make a deal with the church, but it went south fast. Jonas thought they might be lesser of 3 evil, an ally that could shield us from the other 2, but won't try to take over. They offered us the opposite. The church would extend its domain over the pit and rule us from afar, which neither the Protectors nor Brotherhood would ignore. Okay, Jonas, let's save. For a scavenger, Jonas Redford was more successful and more ambitious than most. In order to facilitate the more efficient runs into the mission control ruins, Jonas set up a base camp in Cargo Hold 3, right next to the action. Such a good idea wouldn't remain secret for long, and his fellow scavengers soon began pitching their tents nearby. With increasing popularity, the camp attracted a growing crowd of traders, whores, and other hangers-on, and people began to see it as a rugged alternative to the habitat, which promised safety but insisted on submission in exchange. At some point, Jonas realized that more money was waiting to be made right there in the pit, as it had come to be called, than out in the wasteland. He opened the Promised Land, the finest and only whorehouse in town, and settled into the role as a de facto mayor of this frontier town. As it was with Golden Rush, right? More money was to be made, like selling tools and stuff, than actually trying to look for gold. You've got some nerve, Ezekiel, says Jonas, putting down his glass. I know why you're here, so say your words and get out. Hold your horses, Jonas. I know what you've heard, but I'm here to warn... I'd like to hear your side of the story first. Do you now? The only reason you're still breathing is because Braxton expects me to kill you. And I'm not going to do this bastard any favors. But if you think I'm going to explain myself to you, think again. Your man would have killed Abe if I didn't step in, even though we know that's not true. But he doesn't know that we know. Says who? Asked Jonas, waving away. As far as I know, they were gunned down after they left the store. Your new friend Braxton killed them in cold blood, and you know it. You weren't there. The kid was seconds away from pulling the trigger. Now that's interesting, says Jonas, squinting at you. I sent 2 men to force Abe to pay what he's owed me for hiring the regulators. One man was in his 50s, the other was about 45. Which one of them would you call a kid? I know what I saw. What did you see? 2 men who claimed to be working for me? You know, I've got to hand it to Braxton. The man knows how to put on a show. What are you saying? I'm saying Braxton played you like a fiddle. I'm guessing you're here because Braxton suggested it, which means he wanted you to warn me. I think I see where this is going. With that... where he's going with that. So tell me, Ezekiel, you still with Braxton, or are you having second thoughts? Well, we'll definitely get something out of it. I'm with you, of course. I'd be geared up for war if I could afford it. Jonas gives you a hard stare, but reads nothing but most genuine fake desire to serve him. There's 300 here, he says, throwing you a crat drive. You'd better be armed to your teeth the next time I see you. Thank you kindly. So, what do you need me to do? You're going to help us take the regulators. Take out the regulators, he says, as if resigned to an unpleasant chore that's been let slide for too long. They'd now outnumber us, but a certain piece of gear will even the odds. Ever heard of brainwave disruptor? A grenade? Never seen one, but I've heard it messes with your brain. That it does. It's an anti-riot grenade, Earth-made. It scrambles your brains and makes you forget what you're doing and just stand there taking the air. Braxton will be watching my boys like a hawk. And since you are an unknown, you can run and fetch it like whilst. You can run fetch it while Sam, he nods at his enforcer, runs interference. Where am I going to find that thing? Good question. Earth-made relics aren't exactly common these days. But I bet Cole can point you in the right direction. He sells all kinds of crap, most of it's ship-made, of course, but he also keeps track of who has what. Okay, let's visit his store. Ooh, that's a lot of text to go through. I need some water. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's go visit the store. And while we're at it, since now we have some money, how much money do we have? Like around 500-ish? Yeah, close to. We probably should also buy at least one of those regen sticks for Evans. Because he doesn't have any, does he? No, he doesn't. Okay. Go, 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 go. Where are we? Stuck on the doorman. God damn it. The doorman does way too good of a job of not letting people in or out. Unexpectedly so. Okay. You there. Cool. I need a brainwave disruptor. A brainwave disruptor. Cole stops stacking and unstacking a pile of loose microchips, then looks at you with real interest. Earth-made relics come pretty dear these days, especially anti-riot gear. Ship authorities shot their whole load at the mutineers. Do you have one or not? Yes and no, says Cole. Reaching below the counter, he produces a small metal globe, the outside of which is covered in intricate design, suggesting a circuit diagram. Twisting it open, he reveals a hollow space in the center of its densely packed electronic innards. It needs a new core. I don't have one in stock, but I know someone who does. I feel like I have heard this story before. The only place to get the replacement core is the factory. The easy pickings there were gone before you were born, but I happened to come into some information on precisely where they could be. I sent a man to fetch them for me. Goes by the name Isaiah Davis, but the son of a bitch is smarter than I thought. He got the cores using my tip, but refuses to sell them to me. Cole starts scrubbing at the lens of his left eye with a tiny cloth, waiting for you to figure out what he's asking you to do. So you want me to? I want my 3 cores. Bring them to me, and the disruptor is yours. And don't tell me how you obtain them, because I don't care. Okay. Goodness. Do I want to buy maybe like a grenade? I do have one flashbang on me. It would be better to have more, but they're expensive and I don't have much yet. Let's go to the med bay. Oh, also, one of the feeds is... what do you call it? Allows you to buy stuff for half the price, which is pretty damn good. Okay, we'll buy one of those regions. It's basically Steam packs for Evans, because it might just save his life. And off we go, I guess, to Camptown. I think I talked to pretty much everyone here, right? Yeah, more or less. So I didn't talk to gun vendors and armor traders, but we'll get back to them when we get the person we need. So let's go do it. Our third member of a team with whom we hopefully will be able to get the implant, but we'll not get the implant right away because, well, we'll probably need much better equipment than what we have now to get that. I'm not sure what this is, like, can't be picked. Probably was for some quest or something. Move along, nothing to see here. What's Main Street? Point at the sign above. Well, if Camptown is anything goes... Oh, well, if Camptown is anything goes kind of place, Main Street is a place where nothing goes without Jonas Redford say so. What about the outskirts then? The town's growing and the outskirts is a physical manifestation of the growing pain, the guard says philosophically. I'd stay clear of it if I were you. What can you tell me about Jonas? What everyone knows. Well, okay, I know. Whatever. I don't care, really. There's stuff that we can unlock here. Okay, some medkits, some ammo. Close. Oh, this one is pretty cool. This thing can teach us skills. We might as well talk to that guy. Welcome to the old Earth Emporium. The proprietor is excited. You almost can tell it's a pitch. Where do you want to go, my friend? Do you want to walk the streets of ancient Rome? Sail the seven seas before they went toxic? Save Earth from brain-eating alien invaders? Let's get to the part where you tell me what you're selling. Movies, he says. Just like the olden times. What you're looking at here is fully immersive simulation. Puts you smack dab in the middle of the action. Back before the Mutiny, this magic box was a training simulation. Used to upload skill set into a person melon. Achieved in 3 minutes what take decades to learn in the real world. Now imagine what this level of tech can do for modern entertainment. Forget about everything else you've seen and done. I'm talking about the best damn experience of your entire life. Wait, you're telling me you have a machine that can load skills into people's minds like software into a computer? It sure can. If you have an authorization token, the proprietor replies dryly. He's plainly frustrated by how insistently you're missing the point. Do you have such a thing? No, you don't. So why not take a load of and enjoy some Earth's finest films instead? Hold on, tell me more about those tokens. Well, the ship authority kept a pretty tight fist around them. As I understand it, they didn't want just anybody to take a ride and come out as super soldier or nuclear engineer. I think the Mutiny showed they were pretty much bang on the money there. So you need one of them thingies to access the fancy cognition protocol. The token routes the request to the central computer and pop. Out comes another productive member of society. Words hard. Where does one get these tokens? Other than filling out a form in a triplet with the ship authority? No place. I mean, maybe there are some lying around here and there, but how bored would you have to be to go looking for them? Well, I will go looking for them, for sure, man. Don't answer that question, because I've already got the cure. How about a nice World War II flick? It's about a crew of damaged hunters killer force to land in the pacification zone. Classic of the genre. Non-stop action, you're gonna love it. How many World Wars did they have? 5? Probably 6 or 7 by now. No reason to stop when you got a good thing going, right? Which one was World War IV? The African War. The Nigerian Confederacy versus the Empire of Congo. The Nigerians were subjugating their neighbors and calling it a confederation, while the Congolese were busy expanding their borders in all directions. It didn't take long for their interests to clash. Not surprisingly, China and Europe backed Nigeria, their biggest trading partner. The Pan-American Protectorate and Caliphate sided with Congo, probably to spite the European Federation and take them down a notch. The rest is what they say is history. Did we win? Well, after 3 years of fighting, everybody said they won. The enemy got to keep the north, most of it was razed anyway, but we did liberate the south. What was Earth like before we left? The founding fathers called it Sodom and Gomorrah. I wonder what they called this little slice of heaven. The proprietor gesturing around him. Do you think things were better before the mutiny? Compared to all this? Hard to imagine worse, says the proprietor, scratching the back of his head. Of course, if you listen to the Brotherhood, the ship was nothing but a floating prison before the mutiny. If you listen to the Protectors, it was paradise lost. So the truth's gotta be somewhere in between. Not that it matters. What does the church say? The church? They blame the ship authority for collapse and the mutineers for plunging the ship into chaos, which put them at odds with both Brotherhood and Protectors. The chaplain general says that the church's been in charge. If the church had been in charge, none of that would have happened, but I have a feeling that he's talking about his plans for the future, not the past. Okay then. Now, how about we start getting... I don't think this guy does anything really at the moment. Yep. Let's start our quest of getting additional member of the group. Pure water, triple filtered. So, hello there, Elder. Words are hard. Hello there. My God. I really cannot speak for, because I've been talking so long and there's so much text and so much talking, and my tongue starts to have trouble. You know how to handle firearms? The proprietor asks, apparently not a man for pleasantries. I know how to solve problems, if that's what you're asking. I don't need a gun to do that. Excellent, he replies without any enthusiasm. You're hired. Hired for what? Why do you think someone hires a gun hand? Either because he expects trouble or is planning to stir some up. Pays 100 credits on completion. Nothing up front. Are we in the business or aren't we? We are. All right, the proprietor says approvingly. The client is a fellow by the name of Trevor Chansey, known around these parts as Chance. He's got a meetup set up with Granger boys to sell some kind of doohickey, and he's worried things might get dicey. If they do, get to stand between him and a hail of bullets. Why is he worried? Probably trying to get swift and sell some junk, guss it up like valuable tech. If I'm right and they see through his bullshit, he'll have a problem on his hands. And since he's the client, his problems are your problems. We good? Sure. If you find Chance in the nearby bar, which doubles as his office, tell him Earl sent you. Okay, which is this one. There's a Chance. Why don't we talk to Boone right away? Welcome to Boone Moonshine, says the bartender. What can I get you? I'm looking for Judd Walker. Jed is a bit of a wonder, but last I saw, I heard he was staying at the housing block down the street. Can't miss it. A rectangular design, olive green with rust trim. Forest News, I think it's called. Any work around here? Must be your lucky day. My algae shipment is 3 days late, and my customers are complaining. Fetch it for me and I'll pay you 1,000 credits. Okay. Why do you need algae? It beats the antaps or synthetic meat, shrugs Boone. It's chock full of protein, vitamins, and minerals. All natural, mind you. None of that plastic shit. 1,000 credits for a delivery job. 1,000 credits for a shipment of algae, says Boone, correcting you. I pay Carlos 900 per case, but I'm willing to throw an extra 100 for delivery. If you can get better price from Carlos, that's between you and him. Where can I find this Carlos? Over at Hydroponics, where else? I hope you don't mind a bit of a traveling to expand your horizons. I'll see what I can do. Okay, so by the way, map works here like this. Yeah, fast travel. It's not exactly map. It would be actually better if there was a map and fast travel like this, because it would like show where we are better, I think. But yeah, it is what it is, right? So we can travel to hydroponics from here, or to the armory for that matter, or mission control. But for now, we'll stick here in the pit and do our thing. So why don't we go talk to Chance here, do his thing, do his task. Do I know you? The man stares in your general direction. He pulls his pupils so dilated it's like looking into two bottomless holes. Well, Earl told me I could find you here. Okay, yeah, good. You know what the job is, right? Asked Chance, looking anything but confident. Things go smoothly. I make the deal and you get paid for nothing. That's what I'm hoping for, of course, but if Grangers turn weasel on us, you need to stand up and fast. Remember this, if I don't get paid, you don't get paid. Okay, what is the nature of this deal exactly? The Grangers want control module for one of their towers. I happen to have the extra one and I don't need it. That's it. Okay, let's go. We follow Chance to the outskirts of the pit. Out beyond the densely populated center, the environment ironically gets more orderly. As the towering containers stacks fall into countless perfectly squared rows, nothing here seems to have shifted an inch since the ship left Earth orbit a million years ago, even though it was like, what, 100, 150? Soon you arrive at the only open container in sight. A dull glow then signaling a human presence. Okay, go inside. 3 men stand silently about a portable heater. The ship equivalent of a frontier campfire minus the good cheer. Do you have it? The man in charge says in a voice, hoarse and low. The left side of his face is disfigured with gruesome saucer-sized scar, like vicious sucker marks. From one of these rippled craters, the angry orange light of an ocular implant is doing duty of a missing eye. You can't help but wonder about the tentacle that must have delivered that kiss. Everyone's heard the stories, of course, but you felt better telling yourself that they were exaggerating. Chance hardly yanks a dusty old control module from his belt bag and passes it to Scarface. The Granger glances down at it, no more than a quick take, and tosses it to the ground. What's the deal? Chance's voice fights the tense silence like a mouse struggling against the snake. You wanted a tower control module? I brought you a tower control module. Now where's my money? I got shit to do. He cuts his eyes at you both in a naked appeal for support and to give himself a break from looking at his mark. We definitely are not fighting them. We don't have much, really. Scarface isn't so interested in Chance anymore, though. His implant is giving you a hard stare, and you're guessing it's doing more than just staring. Judging by the design, it's a military hardware, already locked and analyzing its target. What if I can get this module for you? The head Granger. I'm not even sure what this word means. Contemplates your offer for a moment. Then you'll get paid, and well, he says cautiously. But as far as I know, the only place to find one is Mission Control Center. Your friend claimed he knew a diver who had recovered the kind module we need. Since he lied, I assume it's still there. I know the last 2 divers we hired to check level 3, but I guess it's a hard place to reach. They didn't return. I'll find a way. Good. If you make it back, come see me at our camp. Name's Gideon. We'll look after your friend in the meantime, Gideon says, nodding at Chance. He's got a debt to work off, and lucky for him, we can always use extra manpower. Okay, go. Let's take a look around Outskirts. Yep, there is a log that we can pick right here. Nice pistol here. It's actually pretty damn good. Come on, some ammo for that pistol as well. Don't think there's anything in this part just yet. There are a couple of dudes over there, but I think I'll come back there later when I have like a person with me, because I actually want to kill them, probably. Or do I? Because I can increase my persuasion and stuff like that, right? Yeah, I might as well go and talk to them. Two rough-looking men turn to focus their collective cold gaze in your direction. A badly beaten scaff is moaning on the floor behind them. The thugs say nothing, waiting on you to decide what happens next. Make it your business, sure. Take another step forward and thugs go for their guns. You're about to assault an officer of the law. I'm required to warn you to avoid any misunderstandings later on. Law? Here? You've got to be kidding me, scoffs one of the thugs. They don't attack, which means they're paying attention. Yep, we're finally making the pit more civilized. Hanged 6 men from the breach yesterday. What did they do? Asks the thug, his voice suddenly squeaky. Captain says they were disturbing peace. Say, isn't that what your boy's doing here right now? Okay, got impersonate to level 2, which is nice. Got some streetwise experience and some persuasion experience. Good. Who, us? No, sir. Just a misunderstanding between friends. Ain't that right? He asks the scaff. Get out of here. Wait for them to leave. Thank you, the scaff says as he staggers to his feet. Fucking bastards. Friends of yours? Yeah, as of 2 weeks ago. Heard they come down from the factory after falling out with the Detroit boys. They tried to roust us for protection money. We sent a hired gun to negotiate our position, but they killed him. Don't look like they bother you again. Have you got time to do a little job for me? I can take you where the rest of these maggots are holed up. We can't pay credits, but we do have a disruptor. In mint condition too. It's yours if you help us. Plus, whatever you find at their campsite. Disruptor is really good. It's basically a stun grenade. Stuns them for like 3 turns. It's really good. I doubt they'll leave if I ask nicely. They won't, says Scaff, shaking his head. Might as well finish what I started. Okay, but I need some supplies first. We will not do that until we have all 4 people, I think. Or maybe we'll do. We will, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like, that's their place. Why don't we unlock this first? So... more experience. I don't think I'll be able to get there where I want to. Computer increased to 4, nice. Yeah, it needs computer 5 to get to there. Okay, we'll come back there. I'll come back here later. For now, though, I think that's where... Yeah, E7 is where we get the... get to have the fight for... What do you call it? The implant? Squad leader implant? At least I think so, because I didn't actually fight for it back the first time. Where the hell am I? No, there we are. But anyways, it's probably a good place to make a cut. We'll do some actually other missions probably here a little bit that don't require me fighting all that much, and then we're gonna go and grab the third member of the party, and after that we'll see. So thank you guys for watching, hopefully enjoyed it, and goodbye.